What's going on, spiritual seekers? Welcome to another episode of the Zen Gen podcast. If you hear all the birds chirping in the background, it's because I'm actually recording this outside in one of my favorite spots in nature. And, y'all, I'm getting chills already because I wasn't sure if I should record this out here, but that's just confirmation for me that I should. I'm surrounded by trees. Well, obviously, right? Because I'm in nature. But the grass, and it just feels really nice to put my feet on the grass. And I suggest for all of you out there to do the same. Go sit out in nature. Go put your feet on grass. Go hug a tree. Yes, there's so much energy that comes from the ground, from the tree. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go to my social medias. Instagram, I put up a video of grounding, and I'm also going to put up on my TikTok too, at Genius from BK, about the power of grounding. And this guy made a video on his TikTok show using a meter, how much energy is picked up by standing on the concrete versus standing on grass. Now, why is this important? Because we are all made of energy. Our bodies are made of energy. I'll repeat this until the phrase, cows come home? Some shit like that. But I'm going to sound like a broken record and keep on reminding y'all that that is what it is. Our bodies are made of atoms, which you break that down, it's pure energy. You know what I mean? You guys see me on my social. If you don't follow me already, I talk about energy healing often. And I'll probably make a specific episode for energy healing, but we'll see. But anyways, get outside and get with nature and connect and put your feet on the ground, okay? So I wasn't sure which direction this episode was going to go. I was going to go very mystery school style for this episode, but something compelled me. Well, it kind of goes hand in hand, because to talk about changes in your life, I know there are many of you out there who are experiencing tons of changes in your family life, maybe at work, maybe in your health, a variety of ways. And I'm here to tell you, because I've gone through so many changes, death and rebirths within the last 4 or 5 years. That shit is wild OD. I'm exhausted, but this is the path that I wrote for myself. And it's for a purpose to, have me transform into the person I am today, so that I'm able to share wisdom and knowledge from an authentic place. Endings are really beginnings, y'all. And you may not feel like it is. Maybe you feel like the world just caved in on you. Maybe you feel like you have no way out. Or maybe you feel like you're always, when you're up 10 feet up in the sky, 10 feet up high, and you get pulled back down to the ground. You feel like you're making moves, and then it's kind of like you're taken back down to earth reality, or whatever the situation might be. But let me tell y'all something, because I've learned this through experience. Everyone's soul's journey is different. So first off, please don't compare yourself to anyone else. Please don't. Everyone's on their own unique path, for their own purpose, for their own reason. And wherever you are in your life, I know this might sound like something you don't want to hear. It's not the words that are going to make you feel nice and good inside, but it's reality. And I'm going to always hit y'all with the truth and real talk. You're exactly where you're meant to be. And I had to sit back and reflect on that as well. And I'm actually very proud of my growth, because you see, spirit be spiriting. They be throwing, personally in my journey, they throw me different scenarios. They put me in different situations. And it's really to test. And I don't like to use the word test, but just to see where my vibration is. and my growth. And to be honest, I'm hella proud of myself because there's been more changes in my life. And, instead of me feeling maybe confused or angry or down about shit, it was quite the opposite. I was like, all right, okay, what does this mean for me? Why did this happen? And when you take time to reflect on why things happen to you, you're able to see if you're spiritually grounded. This is why being spiritual, having a foundation with that. And that doesn't necessarily mean having to meditate 15 hours a day and going to church, 6 times a week, whatever feels right to you. But just connecting with yourself, connecting with the Most High, Source, God, Universe, connecting with your spirit guides. You know what I mean? That will keep you spiritually grounded, knowing that this waking up every day, doing a 9 to 5 or work or trying to make money or take care of the kids, whatever the fuck it is you're doing, that it's not all that life is about. Once you've realized that there's so much more to our journey here while we're here, it really changes your outlook on life. So I say that because this time around, for me, I was just like, all right, there's a reason that things didn't pan out the way I wanted to in different areas in my life thus far. And it really is, for me, the way I see it, is this is the way I'm going to say for y'all too. Could quite possibly be wherever you are in your life right now, or whatever endings that just ended. It was not conducive to your life. It was not good for your well-being, or you've outgrown wherever you are, or it's going to teach you and change you, make you into a better person, or it's causing you to put a pause, a reset on what's on your life and come back to yourself because you've been so disconnected from yourself and you've been on autopilot. There's many different reasons why endings happen, or sometimes things have outgrown things, situations have expired. Sometimes people stay stuck in situations that they should have been out of, gone, done with a long time ago. But everyone has free will here, so it's up to your choice whatever, if you're trying to prolong a situation. And that's due to a lot of childhood trauma. It all boils down to trauma, y'all. Childhood trauma, straight up. It really does. So whether you believe that or not, it happens even subconsciously. And I know that because I fell victim to that shit, So wherever you are in life, as hard as it might be for you right now, it could be financially difficult, it can be emotionally difficult, it can be just frustrating, and I get it, y'all, I get it. I've been there. And when I am there in these types of situations, because, life is life and for all of us, you know what I mean? This is the type of mindset that I have to put myself in so that I can keep going. The moment you allow your mind to cave in and spiral, go out of control. I see a butterfly flying right by me right now. White butterfly. Ooh. That also signifies renewal. Oh my goodness. Okay, hold on. This is different doing my podcast outside. I might do this more often, actually. Okay, and now a bird flew right next to me and the birds are going. Okay, so confirmation. This is all about renewal, y'all. There's something within your life that had to end so that you can start brand new on your soul's journey, whatever that might look like to you. It's not always going to be, people think that renewal endings are good. Well, I mean, sometimes people think that with an ending, it opens doors to something great, which, yes, it does in essence, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to go straight to the great. You feel me? You have to go through a process of life to get to the great too. Go through the process, the flow of getting there. And that might look hard and that might be difficult. And I'm not gonna lie to y'all, but this is where your soul growth lies, because it'll show to you the strength, the inner strength you have to get past the turbulence. And you got it in you. Getting chills. You got it in you. Y'all, there were days where I thought I wasn't gonna make it. You know what I'm saying? But the willpower within me, I just pushed myself. I'm like, there's a reason. And if you don't do that and really snap yourself out of your funk, it can really start going downhill mentally. A lot of people always don't talk enough about the effects of mental health, emotional health. How I personally feel, in my opinion, emotional damage is far worse than physical damage. I mean, I get it if you lost a leg or something, right? Yeah, all right. That's terrible, right? But I mean, you still are going to function through life. It's you feeling like you lost a leg and now you are not fully yourself. That emotional part that's going to really drag you down. You get what I'm saying? It's the emotional part of people's well-being that really needs to be nurtured and taken care of, and also be very delicate with. And I say that because I put this on my TikTok, not on my personal, my hip hop healer page. Please go check it out. The hip hop healer. It's where it's a spirit school. I'm really trying to really go hard with that, and just because I love teaching, as y'all know by now in all these episodes, I really love sharing knowledge and how you all can come back to yourselves and become your magical souls that you are, and really experience the spiritual world, and how it's life-changing for you. You'll never look at life the same, and any situation you're in the same. So anyway, go check it out. I speak about a lot of advanced spiritual conversations on there, but it's a school. You're going to learn there, you're going to heal there, and you're going to remember. It all goes hand in hand. Spiritual knowledge is cool, but it really boils down to you doing the inner work, the inner shadow work, the healing of the traumas, and really getting back to yourself. I mean, it's cool to know about ETs and fucking, manifestation and spirit guides, and if you want to go up a level, parallel universes and quantum physics and shit like that, you know what I mean? But we're all here for one reason only: to expand our souls and grow and learn. Because the more you learn and have a wider perspective, the higher consciousness you have, the more elevated your soul becomes. It's like going up levels in the spiritual realm, We're all trying to return back to source. What consciousness, source, I'm just, in my mind, I'm seeing one, right? Unity, one consciousness, which is the law of one, which I'll break down in another episode. That we all come from the Creator, and we're all trying to get back to that frequency, to that energy. And we are all a part of the God Source frequency. We are all fragments of God Source frequency, experiencing different existences across multiple universes and dimensions. And for people who come here to Gaia, to Mother Earth, it's an acceleration school where you can rapidly increase and ascend, and really catapult your levels of consciousness, and therefore your soul growth, So I say that to say, when we're here, it's very important to keep that energy frequency high. Yes, work on your inner shadows, because it's not about making them go away. They're going to be with you. It's about integrating them and learning how to manage them and deal with them. So that is to say that if you are going through hard times right now, and you really start to fall into the rabbit hole of being sad, angry, depressed, anxious, and all those other low vibrational words, you're just going to continue to have that energy surround you. Oh, you've seen that video I posted or I did. And I did so many episodes I got to talk about, y'all. But another episode I got to do is that about, well, sound healing in general. But within that, it's words. Words have power. Words have vibration. I mean, if you already seen, I think I already mentioned this on one of my episodes, but I'll go in depth deeper. But on my social media, I showed at Genius from BK with a J, or the Hip Hop Healer, I showed a video of IKEA, a photo of IKEA who did a experiment where a plant was bullied for 30 days and another plant was spoken positively to for 30 days. And the plant that was bullied damn near died. So why am I bringing this up again? It's because that's how it is with these low vibrational energies. The more you subscribe to these types of emotions and you give into it, the more attachment you'll have to it. And I also share this on my TikTok too about energies. And Daryl Anka Bashar mentioned how, when people feel like there are demonic forces around them, or all these evil energies around them, they are really a creation of our fears, our anxiety, our whatever, fill in the blank. It's all energy, y'all. Everything comes down to energy, straight up. Like there's no other way around it. If you want to start somewhere with spirituality, understand that basic idea. That basic fact, excuse me. Everything is energy here. And so what happens is, over time, over lifetimes, many lifetimes here on this planet, as people were put into situations and forced into situations where they had to experience these different types of situations, and they fall victim to these emotions, and then they end up not being able to get themselves out of it. These energies form. I'm trying to use an example of how that is. I'm just seeing, like, okay, you know how bubbles, right? Like you blow out bubbles, and I mean like the bubbles we used to play with as a kid. So you know how the bubbles form as you blow out of it? Think of that. Every time you are feeding into these negative energies, that energy forms like a bubble, and then it floats around in the ethers. And then, yeah, if you aren't spiritually grounded, or at least have a understanding or a control over your emotions, that energy can stick to you. You attract it like a magnet. Energy meets energy. It's going to stay on you. And unfortunately, for some people, they can't get themselves out of it. I said this in the depression episode too. It's very similar to that. So I'm mentioning this because I talked about this on my Hip Hop Healer page. How we manifest these dark, if you want to call it dark, negative energies. You know what I mean? And people know this, and there's some, in the spiritual world that plays with this energy and really calls on the darkest of the dark. And, for them, it's like a demon, but it really is just the ultimate manifestation of the darkest energies. And what I mean by dark is negative energies here, like the epitome of it. Think, it's like a combination of greed, all low vibrational energies, which includes greed and debauchery and all that stuff. So anyways, I'm saying this because I know this for a fact that we do manifest our own these negative energies because I experienced that. I said this on my social media too, but I'll share with y'all here. And my apartment, there's a window that this happened like a while ago, but there's a window in my apartment that I don't keep open, right? I never keep open for safety issues, but I had been cleaning one day and, I was about to go to sleep and it was really hot and the window was open and I'm like, damn, should I close it? Should I leave it open? I don't know. So I was thinking about this because also my window faces like my neighbors and I had like a crazy ass neighbor that lived next door and whatever. So, I was thinking about this. I was really like fearful, anxious. I wasn't sure. And I ended up falling asleep to these thoughts. And literally that night in my dream state, I get a lot of visions in my dream state. I do a lot of astral traveling in my dream state. A dark apparition appeared and attacked me. It came from the window and pinned me down. The best way I could tell y'all how it felt was like sleep paralysis. But I saw the dark apparition come and pin me down. And then normally this is what happens. Some advice for y'all. If you feel like you're getting spiritually attacked in your dream state, just call on Yeshua or the angels and confirmation. Those motherfuckers skedaddle. They're gone. They just disappear in an instant. So whenever I would get spiritually attacked from, my experiences, I would call on them and, they would disappear. But this time when I did, it didn't disappear. And that's when I knew it was different. I was like, oh. Then I woke up and I thought about it. I was like, yo, what the fuck? I've never felt that before. I've never experienced this before. And that's when it dawned on me. Before I stumbled on this video of Bashar talking about, again, go to my social media, the Hip Hop Healer on TikTok if you want to see what I'm talking about. Him talking about this. And I was like, yo, he's 1000% correct. Because that night, I created that apparition. I made that apparition come. And so it's very important to be mindful of allowing these low vibrational energies to, take over you, overpower you. And it's not like to walk every day like you are, happy-go-lucky and the sun is shining and it's like, ooh la la, love and light. No, of course you're going to go through shit. Of course you're going to feel frustration. Of course you're going to feel all these things. But to not cave in and continue to wallow in those emotions is the difference. Not only so these negative energies can't attract themselves to you and attach themselves to you, but also for you to learn, again, emotions, to feel the emotions because you're human. That's what we're going to do here. But just don't let that shit sit within you and stay within you. Let it roll off of you. Have a cry if you need to. Scream if you need to. But let it out. Wake up the next day and shake it off and get going again. You know what I mean? Don't give these negative energies a place to live. Sort of like a parasite, right? Parasites attach themselves to home, to to a home base. And by you keeping your frequency high, but also, again, learning how to balance your inner shadow and do the work, these parasites or these dark energies, negative energies, has nowhere to live and to go. So I'm speaking from a realistic human sense and also a spiritual sense why this matters. So if y'all again are going through shit right now, it's hard. I know it might be so hard for you. Trust me. Hear me when I say I get it. Life has not been easy for me either. Trust me, I get it. But you really have it in you to get through what you're getting through. Get back to the drawing board, wherever that might look like for you. Assess and reflect about what's going on around you right now. Think about a number of things, how whatever ending has happened in your life, what was happening what were you doing? Who were you as a person before this ending happened? You know what I'm saying? For example, maybe you're a workaholic, you lost your job, you never spent time with your loved ones, or you never spent time for yourself, with yourself, or you're career obsessed, and you lost your job. Now's the moment in time for you to sit and really connect and reconnect back to you. If a relationship ended, maybe you guys have outgrown, it was a toxic relationship that you were stuck in. Maybe if it wasn't the cause of your own, there was a reason why your frequencies weren't matching anymore. If you're going through a financial issue, maybe you were careless with money. Maybe you didn't appreciate money. Maybe you didn't understand how to work with money. And now that you have a lack of finances, you're going to have to learn the flip side of that. You know what I'm saying? And whatever other endings happened in your life, you know, it could be I don't know, any ending. Again, going back to work or something. Maybe you were in an environment where you weren't appreciated. Maybe you were in an environment where there was a lot of negative energy and you had to be removed from there. And because you weren't making movements, the universe has a beautiful way of removing you from it in their own way by going through other people. So there's always a reason for an ending. And we start to look at it that way instead of looking at the past and instead of looking at the future. Be in the present moment and flow and see what you're working with and take it from there. When we are too far in the future and when we're too far in the past, we lose a state of balance. By being present in the present moment, you're able to surrender and flow with life. And trust me, because I've been there. I've gone through so many death and rebirths, y'all. Y'all won't even understand. If you don't know what that phrase means, it's a lot of transformations, a lot of endings, beginnings. I've been pulled up. I've been pulled back down. I've been pulled up even higher, pulled back down. Yo. So I'm speaking from experience, not just one of them life motivational coaches that's like, yeah, you got this. Like, nah, I'm telling you because I went through this shit. That's how I know. Not saying all these coaches do that, but some do. Again, use your discernment, especially to who you're listening to, getting advice from. But anyway, so you really just have to flow with where you're at and work with what you have. And honestly, it's going to get you to where you're supposed to be. Point blank, period. My baby girl Patch would say, and she's here sitting among the grass. Her energy. Everything's in order. Everything's in place. There are no accidents. There are no coincidences. Everything is happening the way it's supposed to in your life. And I see leaves blowing Sorry, there's a ton of leaves just flying off the tree right now. A gust of wind. That's her. Oh, man, being out in nature doing this is different. I like this shit. I like it a lot. And honestly, I'm just flowing and speaking right now. So it actually feels really nice to be able to express myself and articulate myself in this way. But yeah, y'all, just surrender, flow with life. You're going to end up where you're supposed to be, with who you're supposed to be with if you're looking for that, and where you're meant to be for your highest good. Especially now during this time and the energies that have entered this planet and the timeline jump that we just went through. Go to my TikTok page at Jeans from BK to see what I'm talking about. Oh, no, excuse me, a Hip Hop Healer page. It's all there, y'all. I keep on saying it because that's where it's at. Go there. You'll see what I'm talking about in terms of timelines and jumps and shit. You've done the work. If you're if you're currently doing the work, you are being redirected to your highest timeline, where it's more of bliss, it's more of happiness, it's more of ease and flow versus resistance and obstacles. So with that being said, if you are already on that path, and if you're open to that path right now, so these endings are exactly on time, right on time, right on time to make way for what God, source, the universe, your highest self, your spirit team, all of y'all plotted to happen for you when you incarnated down here. So we're all on time right now. And if you haven't done the work, and you've, one of those that are stuck in the old paradigms of 3D thinking, and you're listening to me right now, you didn't come across this podcast for nothing. If you stumbled on it, or if you were curious, that is your spirit guide, or your higher self in you, guiding you to listen and to take action and to make the changes in your life and to open up your eyes to what's going on, to what's really happening, not just physically, but beyond the veil, using your third eye. People, crack jokes and shit about the third eye. That shit is real. It's like the eyes that can see beyond what I'm looking at, the grass. You feel me? So if you're one of those, I hope you listen to this episode of my podcast and really start taking advantage and taking the opportunity to really get back to your true core, your true essence, and it'll lead you to the path you're meant to be on, and it's for your highest good. But of course, everyone, like I say, it's free will here. It's a free will planet. That's why people divvy off and end up off their path, their true path, because there are distractions or other elements that come into play. And, sometimes people fall for that shit. And then, boom, now you're on a different path. That's why having a foundation, having a spiritual foundation is so important in so many ways. For that reason, and for it helps to manage and assist with controlling your emotions when you have a different perspective when it comes to life experiences and situations. All right, so I'm going to pull a card. I did bring my decks out here too. I always bring my decks out. Not all of them though, but this time I did. So let me pull a card and let me see what Spirit wants to say. Hold on, I'm going to have to put my phone down to shuffle, all right? One more shuffle. Isn't this peaceful hearing this in the background? Oh my God. I did not even pause when Can you hear me? Hold on. I did not even pause when I was talking. That was the straight channel, everything that I just said. All right, let's get a card. Hold on. So the two cards that came out was track down your fears and desires. And another card is love and let yourself be loved. It comes back to, again, fear of the unknown, uncertainty with all these endings. Okay. I just got hit with download. A lot of you out there that are experiencing endings, you have not took the time to listen to yourself. Spend time with yourself. Spend time with fill in the blank with your name. Either you have been giving to other people more than you give to yourself, or you've been just constantly on the go and haven't even took the time to stop and connect with you, a moment in stillness. For a lot of you out there, this had to happen. This pause, this reset was to keep you still. Still. I'm seeing my tarot card where, was it the Nine of Swords? Or Eight of Swords, excuse me. I forget the number, but the card depicts a woman. It doesn't matter, it's gender neutral. But in the card, it's a woman that's being surrounded by swords and tied up in a rope. Like, I'm seeing that. Like, you are being forced to stop. To get back. The card, the Heart Guardian card, which is the Love and Let Yourself Be Loved, has a picture, is a picture of an angel, a woman, with her hand on her heart, with a big heart and her eyes closed. Getting back to that. You know what I'm saying? Getting back to within. Like I always say with y'all, everything begins from within. And I can't preach that enough. I don't like to use the word preach, excuse me. I can't say that enough. Really is about reconnecting with yourself. Don't be afraid of what's happening in your life right now. Be open to it. Okay, I'm getting like, they're saying be excited. I know it might not feel that way, but this is, okay. It is a new spiritual adventure for you. A lot of you might have been stuck in something, whatever the something is, for a very long time. And you were due for renewal. You were due for something fresh and exciting in your life. Again, exciting doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be incredible and cloud nine the entire ride. You're going to, as most people, we all go through life, but it's a new, it's going to teach you and show you different ways that you know how to maneuver, different skill sets, life skill sets that you haven't been able to use yet, that's lying dormant. That's all part of assisting your soul growth. That's why you have it. I'm just closing my eyes and connecting, and I'm getting messages. So think of this as a chance for you to remember who the fuck you are, not in an arrogant sense, meaning who you are at the soul level, at your core. Who are you without your job? Who are you without your career? Who are you without the money? Reflect on who you are as a person. And are you truly who you say you are? And do you feel like you are the best version of you right now, even prior to the ending in your life? Was that really the best version of you? Was that really the best that you can do for yourself as an individual? We think a lot about accolades and accomplishments as a source of validation for how good we are, how, amazing we are, how we're, it's a sense of, not entitlement, but a sense of, you feel like, you've done something with your life. And sure, that's fair to say, but okay, what's that looking like inside? What's that soul like? What's that spirit like? Have you checked in on that person in you? Also, like I said before, is who you were before the best, the ultimate top tier level of you that you can get to? You standing in your truth? Are you authentic to yourself? Are you letting outside external situations, people, things classify you? Is that your identity? So, stripping away, and I know it's because I've been through it. It's how I got to my enlightenment. Stripping away everything you knew. Everything, okay, I'm getting everything you're gripping onto, holding onto. I'm just seeing like what I'm seeing in my vision is like someone gripping onto a shirt really tight, like holding onto it for dear life. Let go and surrender. The new you wants to emerge. The true you wants to emerge. So allow your soul and spirit to guide you. You are gripping onto, I'm seeing the shirt again, onto an identity. Honestly, if there's an ending that happened, that wasn't you. Something about the ending in your life is not for your highest good. And to some degree, whatever that might be. And I'm not talking about endings meaning someone that's passed away. I'm talking about people who've passed away. They've done all they needed to do here, and that's why they've gone back to source and the light. But think about this. Connect within. Get back inside yourself. And don't be afraid. Trust in yourself. Maybe a lot of y'all need to trust yourselves more. This is another reason why endings happen. There's a multitude of reasons. I'm just giving you different examples. But bottom line is, it's to start fresh and brand new. It is all for your highest good. It is all part of your soul's journey, your soul's path. It is going, I guarantee y'all can mark my words on this. It is leading you to your transformation if you allow it to and don't resist it. And don't let your emotions overtake you. And if you have a day that you just cried out or scream or whatever, allow yourself that day. Then wake up the next day and just push yourself through it. You got this. I believe in you. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. This is all bringing you back to yourself so you can stand in your truth, whatever that might look like for you. And your truth without needing anything physical to validate it. That came across strongly. All right, y'all? So this was a very special episode because I'm outdoors, and again, I might do this a lot more. It feels really good and natural. And just remember, everything begins from within, y'all. Start there. Don't be afraid. This is only helping you along your soul's journey. Okay? I'll catch you on the next episode. Love and light. Peace.